Welcome to today's meditation. Find a comfortable position and let your eyes close when you're ready. Before we begin, a brief reflection on today's theme. We treat unfinished like a problem to solve. The unread book, the half-built plan, the conversation that never quite landed. We carry them like debt. But most of life doesn't finish. Relationships shift and change and keep going. Projects evolve into something else. You don't stop becoming. Completion is the exception, not the rule. The unfinished isn't evidence that you failed. It's just what a life in motion looks like. Today, we sit with that. Not to fix it, not to make peace with it in some grand way, just to notice that the unfinished is already here, and so are you. Let your body settle. Feel the weight of it. The places where you meet the surface beneath you. Let that be enough for now. Just the weight. Just the contact. Notice your breath. You don't have to change it. Just let it do what it does. In, out. In, out. If your mind is already somewhere else, that's fine. It doesn't need to be empty. It just needs to be here, thinking whatever it's thinking. Feel the breath again. The slight rise. The slight fall. You don't have to do this perfectly. There's no version of this you're getting wrong. Just this. Body, breath, here. You probably have a list somewhere. Not a physical list, maybe, but a mental one. The things you haven't finished. The things you started and set down. The things that got complicated. We all have it. The email draft that's been sitting there. The project with no clear ending. The friendship that's somewhere in the middle. We treat all of it like failure. Like there's a version of you that would have wrapped it all up clean. Tied the bow. Moved on. But that version doesn't exist. Nobody finishes everything. Nobody closes all the loops. The unfinished isn't the exception to your life. It's most of it. Feel your breath. Still here. We were taught that done is the goal. Finish the degree, finish the project, finish the book. And there's nothing wrong with finishing things. But we took it too far. We started treating anything unfinished as a sign of something broken. Lack of discipline, lack of follow through, lack of something. So we add it to the pile. The weight we carry around, the evidence that we're not quite enough. Notice your body right now. The weight, the support. You're not falling. Something here doesn't need finishing. This moment is already complete. Think about a relationship you have. Any relationship. Is it finished? It's not. It's ongoing. It shifts. It has long, quiet stretches and sudden depths. That's not unfinished in the bad sense. That's alive. A finished relationship is over. You don't actually want that. Feel your breath. In, out. The same is true for you. You are not a finished person. You weren't supposed to be. You still have opinions you haven't formed yet. Experiences that will change how you see things. Conversations that haven't happened. A finished person is a person who stopped. You haven't stopped. That's not a problem. We confuse the discomfort of open loops with evidence that something is wrong. But the discomfort is just the feeling of being in motion, of being mid-sentence, mid-chapter, somewhere in the middle. That's where most of life happens. The middle. Not at the beginning, where everything is fresh. Not at the end, where everything is resolved. The middle, where things are tangled and uncertain and still moving. Feel the breath in your chest, the slight expansion, the release. Still here, still moving. You don't have to resolve anything right now. You don't have to figure out which things to finish and which to let go. You don't have to make a plan. Just notice that you're carrying things and that you've been carrying them for a while. What would it feel like to just set them down for a moment? Not abandon them, not decide they don't matter. Just set them down. Like putting groceries on the counter. They're still there. You'll pick them back up. But for now, your hands are empty. Feel your hands. Actually feel them. Resting. Open or closed, it doesn't matter. Just hands. Not holding anything. There's something in us that believes if we stop thinking about the unfinished things, they'll disappear. That we'll forget. That we'll drop the ball. So we grip them. We rehearse them. We run through them at 2 a.m, as if thinking about them harder will somehow finish them. It won't. The email doesn't get written by worrying about it. The conversation doesn't get easier by dreading it. The project doesn't get done by holding it in your head. The grip doesn't help. Feel your breath. Loose. Unheld. There's a difference between something being unfinished and something being abandoned. We treat them like the same thing. They're not. Unfinished means still in motion. Still possible. Still yours. Abandoned is a choice you make. And sometimes that's the right choice. But most of the things on your list aren't abandoned. They're just paused. Paused while life got complicated. Paused while you were tired. Paused while something else needed attention. That's not failure. That's how things actually go. Feel the weight of your body. The parts of you that are resting. Even your body doesn't operate in one continuous sprint. It pauses. it recovers. It does one thing at a time. You're allowed to do the same. Think of one thing you haven't finished. Just one. Don't fix it. Don't plan it. Just look at it. Like looking at something on a shelf. It's there. You can see it. That's enough. You don't have to pick it up right now. Feel your breath. In, out. The discomfort you feel about unfinished things. It's not a signal that something is wrong with you. It's a signal that you care. You care about doing things well, about following through, about being the kind of person who finishes what they start. That's not a flaw. That's a value. But values don't have to mean torment. You can care about finishing things without punishing yourself for everything still in progress. In progress is not the same as failed. In progress means it's still going. Feel your breath. In, out. Life keeps moving whether things are finished or not. The days pass. Things change. Some things get done. Some things wait. And underneath all of it, you keep going. The unfinished doesn't define you. It's just the texture of a life still being lived. Not tidy. Not resolved. Still moving. Take a breath. Slow. The unfinished things in your life will still be there when you open your eyes. That's okay. They'll get done when they get done. Or they won't. And you'll deal with that then. But right now, none of them are urgent. Right now, there's just this. Breath, body, here. You're allowed to not have it all wrapped up. You're allowed to be mid-sentence. You're allowed to be someone whose life is still in progress. That's what being alive looks like. Let that settle, not as an idea, just as a fact. You're unfinished. And here, both things. Today, when you notice yourself bracing against something unfinished, you can pause just for a moment. One breath, and ask, is this a real problem right now? Or am I just uncomfortable with the open loop? Often it's the second one, and that's something you can sit with. You don't have to fix discomfort. You can just notice it. Let it be there, and keep going anyway. Start to notice the room, the temperature, any sounds coming in. Your breath still moving. Feel your hands, your feet, no rush. When you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. See you next time, because meditation should be free.